Hello and welcome to Championship Manager 0102 on Boss United FM. We've gone retro with what many call the greatest management game of all time. Released initially by Eidos in October 2001, over 300,000 copies were sold in the UK alone, and it is now legally available as a free download as of 2008. If you'd like to download it, log on to champman0102.co.uk, but don't worry, I'll put a link in the description. What did happen in 2001-2002 in English football? Arsenal won the Premier League by 7 points ahead of Liverpool. Newcastle were a top 4 club. Man City won promotion from the First Division, but neighbours Stockport had their final season at Level 2. Brighton won the 3rd tier, but fellow South Coasters Bournemouth were relegated to Division 3. Halifax lost their Football League status and haven't yet returned, having been liquidated in 2008. The season 2001-2002 was a massive one for Boston United. They won the conference on goal difference from Dagenham and Redbridge, and therefore a place in the Football League. But this wasn't without controversy, as the club was found to have made non-contractual payments to some players, and they were hit with a massive fine and 4-point deduction for their maiden Football League season. They did manage to survive 5 seasons in the Football League, until being relegated in 2006-07. But let's take a look at the game. Screen resolutions weren't what they are now, and the window only takes up around half of my laptop screen, but it does however run extremely quickly, which is what it was known for when released. You could speed through a season in next to no time. The new screen hasn't changed too much since. You could easily filter the messages via the blue buttons. On the squad page, the default view was always just players' names and positions. However, you could show more using the view menu to make it look a little bit more like what you see today. If we take a look at the fixtures section, it's just the usual, and here you can arrange friendlies in the same way that you do now. Finances and info. You definitely get a little bit more nowadays. Not much facilities information on there, just stadium capacity, seated capacity, and then how good the training ground is. Nowadays you see corporate facilities, youth coaching, etc. You can check statistics via the view menu, another area that has been vastly improved since. It's just a small selection of stats that you can see on this page, whereas nowadays you can go into much more detail. If we go to the finance summary, literally just tells you profit, loss, income, expenditure, your balance, but more importantly, your transfer budget. However, if you want to go into more details, you can check your income, which therefore shows your gate receipts, etc. via the view menu. And the same for expenditure, for wages, transfer fees, and the mythical other section. If we take a look at the tactics screen, the Marmite section of Championship and Football Manager. Some say the game requires too much input nowadays to get your team playing well, but others just say it still doesn't go deep enough. However, in CM0102, we still had the with ball and without ball instructions. These were known online as wibble and wobble. But with its more arcade feel, most people would just set up their formations, add and remove the forward runs, and adjust the team instructions. Access via the tactics menu, where you were literally just normal, defensive or attacking. Nowadays you can go attacking, very attacking, cautious. Even since this game it has changed where you could set yourself up on a specific counter attack. But this was just a very generic set of instructions for the team. You could set player instructions by right clicking on each player, and now you do have a little bit more depth into the instructions about how you want your players to play. So I could set my fullbacks to forward runs yes, and then therefore they should overlap, especially in this 4-1-3-2 formation, which was pretty popular in 0102. If we check out the training module, it was pretty basic, where you can set up each player's training in certain sections of their attributes, such as fitness, skill, and even the goalkeepers had their own. Although goalkeeper coaching didn't actually come in terms of a specialised coaching position for another few versions yet. If we take a look at a player's attributes, if we take an outfielder to start with, it's a much more streamlined set of attributes compared to what it is today. On the player screen there's just 5 sections to check in terms of injuries and suspensions, their contract, including their squad status, transfer, including the value, whether they're under any offers, their future, and then their playing history. If you wanted to change their transfer status, this was done using the action menu, where you could also relegate them to reserves, offer them a new contract, or give them some discipline. Let's take a look at the board confidence screen. Initially just a one-sentence description of what they feel you're doing well, whereas what you can do on here is use the board request button to request improvements to the stadium, youth development, asking for a bigger transfer budget, wage budget, or if you're feeling a little bit under pressure, ask for some extra time to rebuild the squad. One button that is seemingly cosmetic, because you never ever got a positive outcome out of these, is where you could use the FA button to complain about a referee or to request a match postponement. We'll have a quick look at the player and staff search section, where you've got your shortlist, player search and staff search. You can also hire up to 7 scouts to find more players for you. You also get a better idea of who's willing to join you. Filtering the players on the player search screen is pretty similar to how you do now. You click on the filters button and choose how you want to filter the players out, whether you want to go just for nationality, whether you only want to look at players interested in coming to you, or even looking at transfer listed or that key loan signing from the higher division. I've just started setting up my squad to hopefully challenge for the conference title, emulating real life maybe, and winning the promotion to the Football League, just without the financial misdemeanours, I'm sure. I have used a save game editor developed by programmer Graham Kelly to correct some player positions. I'll link to this in the description too. In the next episode we'll play a friendly match. Do you remember what the match engine was like almost 2 decades ago? Please like this video if you've enjoyed the content and subscribe for more videos. Thank you very much for watching.